How we doing, GhostPicks Nation? It's Team Justin here, and as promised, we're going to be giving you guys the NFC North breakdown video. Also, we are putting on sale our NFL and NCAA packages. They are going to be $4.99 for exactly 1 week, and then it's going to go back to the regular price of $6.99. That is $4.99 for NFL and $4.99 for NCAA to get rid of any confusion. But that will cover you all the way through bowl season, through the Super Bowl, every game in between, including red alerts. Guys, it was an absolute wild offseason when it came to the NFC North. Looking at everything from the Aaron Rodgers drama to Matthew Stafford leaving the Lions after being there for almost 11 years. The Minnesota Vikings obviously trying to beef up their offensive line, and the new guy in town with the Chicago Bears taking Justin Fields in the draft, right ahead of the Minnesota Vikings, who actually wanted him as well. A lot to get into, a lot to break down, and hop on for the ride. And at the end, we're going to be go ahead and give away free predictions for the over-under on the season for each one of these teams and what they have for Vegas Insider. Obviously, the Packers had just an absolute roller coaster, and they probably wanted no part of it. Started on draft day, Aaron Rodgers, the bombshell that he wanted out of Green Bay. He was very disgruntled about the Jordan Love situation. He was mad that management was not including him in all of these decisions that were being made. At the end of the day, it is an absolute, I would say, slap in the face to Aaron Rodgers. My personal opinion, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game, and I hate the guy. I'm a huge Vikings fan, and I know you don't make a guy like that mad. They played with fire when they were dealing with Brett Favre, and they got lucky when they had Rodgers in the background. I do not think that Jordan Love is the same caliber of player that Aaron Rodgers is, and I hope that they didn't mess it up too bad, or actually I do hope that they mess it up, because he has been a thorn in the NFC North side for way too long. Even with Aaron Rodgers, the Packers are still, even without Aaron Rodgers, the Packers are still a dynamite team. Devontae Adams, and then they have the defense to back it up as well. You have Jair Alexander, Za'Darius Smith. These guys are an absolute force, and even without Rodgers, I feel like they were still a dark horse to win the NFC North. But with Rodgers at the helm, I feel like they are probably more than likely a lock. And I hate to say that as a Vikings fan, but they are looking good again. And I think you saw it last year with a determined Rodgers, where he puts his mind to something. It's the kind of mode you don't want to go with. I kind of look at it as like the Jordan's last dance. You really want to watch out for the Packers this year, and I feel like they have a legitimate shot at winning the Super Bowl. With that being said, their team total is at 10. I think they're almost guaranteed to go over that. I really like the Packers going over 10 wins this year. Even with a difficult schedule after they won the NFC North last year, I feel like it's still a high probability that they get that W. Moving on to the Vikings, obviously they were a abysmal team last year. They did not live up to expectations at all, especially after the previous year. I will say they were attacked by injuries. They got banged up on the defensive side of the ball. Their offensive line was atrocious. Looking at the defense for Minnesota, they brought in some help. They brought in Xavier Woods to play safety. They still have Harrison Smith back there. Patrick Peterson was brought in to help with the rookie cornerback situation that they have back there, because they were so bad last year. And let's not forget that Anthony Barr and Danielle Hunter were out almost all of last year. Danielle Hunter was out all of last year, and that alone will help the pass rush out to help those young cornerbacks, and as well as Michael Pierce and Tomlinson being in the middle. This Vikings defense is a completely new defense, and they look 10 times better, and I expect way more production out of them this year. Not to mention that today they went ahead and added Everson Griffin back to that ferocious front four. I feel like the Minnesota Vikings defense is going to surprise a lot of people this year, and they're going to be very good, especially under Zimmerman, who is embarrassed what happened last year. That being said, the Vikings offensive line is not fixed. Bradbury is not the answer at center. He looks like he's taking charges out there in the NBA, flopping around. Their offensive line needs to prove to people that they can play, and the only saving grace they have is Delvin Cook. Delvin Cook is, in my opinion, the best running back in the NFL. He can catch, he can run the ball. He has some of the best vision I've ever seen, as well as the ability to pass block. with him, that gives them a different element. If he can stay healthy, he can make up for a lot of that offensive line that is just struggling, to be honest. The biggest problem for the Vikings is when they get down and they can't run the ball, it all becomes on Kirk Cousins. And Kirk's a very good quarterback when he's in the system. But the minute that you need him to throw 40 to 45 times a game, you've already lost that game. He has the ability to do it. He's not mobile enough with a poor offensive line. And when D lines are able to pin their ears back, they can get to Cousins. And then the minute he's hit, he's more than likely going to have a strip sack, which is the most infuriating thing when you're a fan. Vikings win total is put at 9. I like the over here. I think that they're going to be able to control games with their defense. They're going to be able to run the ball. It's not going to be pretty, but they're going to get things done. I really like the Vikings this year, and they are a potential team that I would put some money on to win the NFC North. All that stuff I said about Rodgers being one of the GOATs, I think that the only way you can beat Rodgers is if you get pressure on him. And with the Vikings front four and ability to drop 7 into coverage, I absolutely love that matchup. It's going to be a really fun division to watch, and those two teams are by far my 2 favorite teams. And so far, I like both of them on the over for the season predictions. Going to the Bears, we have Andy Dalton, Justin Fields drama. Justin Fields looks like he could be the next big thing, right? I am not convinced yet. Yeah, we're watching preseason. He's able to run the ball a little bit. I have not seen enough of his arm yet. I feel like he's one of those young, athletic, mobile quarterbacks who needs to learn how to slide and do more just maneuvering the pocket rather than the minute the pocket breaks down, he's taking off and he's running. Guys, he has the potential to be really good. I'm not going to lie. I like what I see out of him. I'm just not sold. And when's the last time a rookie quarterback really made any kind of noise in the NFL besides, I mean, you look at Justin Herbert, and did they not make the playoffs? He about played as good as you can, and they had a pretty stacked team to begin with. Bears, they're going to be kind of like the Vikings, I think, only they have a less lethal offense. They have a stout defense. They look really good. They're tough. I just do not think that they have the offensive firepower to go ahead and stick with these teams. Right now, their win total is at 7.5. I'm kind of leaning towards under. And one of the big reasons is they finished second in the division last year. And when they're playing outside these divisions and they're playing their out-of-conference matchups, they're getting the second best team from that division a year ago. The NFC North was notoriously bad last year. They got banged up on injuries. They kind of had a weird finishing system. The Bears definitely did not want to finish in the top 2 in order looking at this next year. They're going to get a tough schedule, and I think that they're going to go ahead and underachieve. And there's going to be calls for Andy Dalton to come out right away. Does Matt Nagy do it? I don't know. You look at what he did with Mahomes and Alex Smith. I just feel like they need to let the kids sit, and I think they're going to take a couple losses, and their fan base is not going to be happy. Chicago Bears, I'm taking the under. Going to the Detroit Lions, guys, this is a epitome of a dumpster fire. Matt Stafford was probably one of my favorite quarterbacks to watch. Tough as they come, really solid passer, very underrated, and I felt like most of his career was wasted in Detroit. Looking at him going out to Los Angeles, I'm excited to watch him play out there. We'll get that till we do the NFC West. However, going to the Lions, do I think that they're going to go ahead and play well this year? I don't see it happening. I just feel as though they're a team that is just notoriously bad. They can't get over the hump, and their line's at 4.5, and I don't see them hitting it. There's not much to say about the Lions besides pray for the future, I guess. Let me know what you guys want to hear in what division you want next in the comment section, and we'll go ahead and make that happen. Whatever one has the most comments, we're going to go ahead and do that division next. I can't wait to do it. Good luck, God bless, grind on, and let's go.